Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to another Tribe Forex Power Hour. I am Marcello, and today is February 3rd, 2014. We're going to do today what we have done for years, actually, that I have done for years, which is an analysis of the markets and evaluation of our strategies and how they're doing in the markets. I'm also going to talk about how it all works, and then we're going to have a brief questions and answers, which will take place after the recording is complete. So let's talk about how this works. All right, basically this is our Tribe Forex performance curve, and basically shows the profits that we've made over a certain period of time. This is actually a Tribe Forex system, so this is actually a trade station model of our system. As you can see that we had a profit factor of 3.43, 83.5% win ratio. We actually have automated systems which run at a higher win ratio, and completely different dynamics and different mechanics with those as well. So basically, you've got multiple ways to do this. Basically, you can come to our 5 p.m. market analysis. It's generally any time after 5 p.m. It's usually up on the website by 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Then you can go ahead and take our trades in the direction with our bias, or you can join us in the European or New York session on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which that occurs at 1 a.m. Eastern Time or 8 a.m. Eastern Time at the beginning of the European market and also the beginning of the New York session. Okay, and that's pretty much how that goes. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. All right, so a lot has actually happened here. I'm going to get into it. Let's start with the euro dollar. So guys, if you remember last week, what I did is actually drew a trend line underneath here, and I haven't looked at this chart, so I am looking at it live with you. Okay, this is the first time I'm getting a look at it. Obviously, I've taken a look at the charts during the day at some point, but I have not in any way doctored these charts. All this has been there from beforehand. Now, if you look at this carefully, you'll notice something. You'll notice that this trend line that I had placed on here previously actually is holding up. All right, so we passed through this initial trend line. We had a breakout to the downside, and then we had basically we're getting a bounce off of it or some form of response from the market right here at this secondary trend line. We also have a tertiary trend line here, and so that's what we're going to be looking for here, guys. Is we're going to be looking for we're going to be either looking for a move back up here, and then finally probably a push down to 129.60. But we did get to that 135 area that we thought we would. We looked for 134.50 is what we were expecting. We got priced down to 134.76, and that's what we were looking for, and that's what we expected, and that's exactly what the market did. Now, in here, being that we weren't really here last week, you'll notice that the market actually tried to give us reversal signals, okay? So it did give us reversal signals right at our lower support area, and then finally just dropped straight through it to the bottom here. This was our breakout of this apex, and now we're going to approach another apex, which is right in here. So let's see if I can get price to push this over a little bit more. Yep, just a little bit more. And so what we may very well see is we may see price come back up into this zone, okay, maybe bouncing off one of these Fibonacci areas that we had previously, and then continue downward. So we are looking for a push down on the euro dollar, just from a fundamental standpoint, and just looking at it from the weekly, you can see exactly why we'd be looking for a push down. So now we've kind of pushed through our primary areas here. This is our primary support area, secondary support area. Okay, we actually have multiple support areas that we did move into an apex and did have a breakout out of, and so now we're looking for more of this movement up and down on the euro. So our next area to watch for, guys, is we may get back up to 13700 barely, or 136.70 in that area, 136.50, and then we're more likely than not going to see a push down to 129.80. Okay, so let's watch for that. If you do see signs of that, that's what you're going to want to look for. If you see a push up in the market here, it's going to be 137.16, just in that vicinity that we're going to look to see price push down from. Okay, having said that, what do we have? What's our bias for today? Our bias on the euro dollar is going to be a buy. Okay, we may get a push down here, but right now, based off of the fact that we're bouncing off an area of support and resistance, and we did see a manifestation of the market's acknowledgement of that area, we've got to believe that there's going to be a push up here. Now, price pushes down here, we're going to now have a sell bias. Now, if it does push up here, guys, look for some play inside of this apex, and then we'll go from there. So we're going to look for we've got a bias up on the euro dollar. Okay, looking at the pound dollar now. Pound dollar, we've been talking about the pound dollar. We had a reversal candle, another reversal candle. It's been a sell-ish. And we're moving into this new week, and look how much it's actually dropped. So big drop here on the pound dollar. All right, and we bounce off of a very strong area of support and resistance. I'm on the weekly chart here. And so you can see it bounce off the 800 of the weekly. Very strong area of resistance here. Two hammers were formed, reversal candles, and then a sell-off is what we got basically. We actually had a gap down, we filled the gap, and then we continue to move down. Let's take a look at it on the daily. All right, so as far as this is concerned, we've fallen through the 50 EMA, very strong support area. All right, so what we're looking for is we're looking for interaction down here, which will be at 61.88. We get down to 61.88 and we see price push continue, that push down to continue. We're going to look for a significant bounce at 1.60 on the pound dollar. So right now we've got to have a sell. Now look, if price comes back up to this 50 EMA, okay, look for price to retrace to maybe even get up to this 50 EMA, maybe give you a fake and then continue to move down. Okay, if we see price close below this 50 EMA, we've got to still be on the side of a sell here for those purposes, and that's what we're going to be looking for. So look for some play perhaps at 163.74, and then we're going to look for our first area of support, which was our area of resistance previously, and this is going to be a strong area of resistance here, support for us now at 61.88. So we have a sell bias also on the pound dollar. All right, so let's turn our attention to the New Zealand. New Zealand dollar, nice reversal candle here, actually on a, and I want to address this, so let's see where we're at. All right, so we do have a sell bias here on the New Zealand dollar. I'm going to change the template here. Changing the template again, actually. All right. So here we have the New Zealand dollar, and you can see that we had a significant push down from the highs of 8,500, then again at 8,400, and we're kind of sitting in a position where we expect to sell. So we're expecting to sell on this New Zealand dollar, and we can look for support at 79.82. When we get down here, we're going to be looking for some play here at about 0.8 thousand. All right. But for right now, we have a sell on the New Zealand dollar. On the Aussie dollar, let's talk about the Aussie. Okay, so on the Aussie dollar, what I would most likely say, we may have a push up on the right about up to 87.77, but we are in a sell. We've been in a sell here, and what I am showing you here with this line that you see, this trend line, tentative trend line that I have, it's going to give us potentially an opportunity for a sell coming out of this apex here that we are forming on the Aussie dollar. Dollar CAD, we had a sell. You can see that that sell has turned, giving us a reversal candle back up to the buy side. I dare say that we are going to have a buy here on the dollar CAD. Just from what I'm looking at, it's not one that we trade often unless it's just a a no-brainer, but it looks like a buy on the dollar CAD. Euro yen has really had a tumultuous fall from 146 down to 136.76, and there's really no areas of support there for it that we're looking at currently. I'm going to draw some trend lines here. All right. And that trend line looks pretty good. I'm actually going to look at the weekly chart. Yeah. So looking at it from the weekly chart, we did need a retracement. So I'm going to see where my retracement is. This initial retracement, we passed the 50% fib area. We're right at 61.8. And let's do a full retracement of the entire move up. Okay, so we have no intersection as far as that's concerned. The next closest fib area is going to be 23.6, and that's at 133.50. Let's not look at that. Let's kind of look at this trend line that I've just drawn here. And so our next bounce, we've got to sell certainly. We're going to probably look for a bounce at 130, 135, 13500, 135.20 here on the euro yen. There are some horizontal areas of support and resistance here that we've got to consider. We've actually passed them, so that's good. So this is a very clean sell, okay? And we've got probably a couple hundred pips that we can go down here, about 150 pips or so. That's clean as far as looking for a sell here. I don't see any area of support to really hold us up here on the euro yen, so I would be looking for a sell there. That's probably a good area, good time to look for a sell on the euro yen. The dollar yen. So we know that the yen is actually dominating in this move here, and so actually we're going to look for strengthening of the yen potentially down to 99.16, because that's also another area. Now let's look at the horizontal, or the trend line, sorry. Where's this trend lines taking us? That's always a good question to ask. In fact, let me draw a take a look at the weekly chart. That'll give us an idea. And you can see here, guys, that we really bounce off the 800 on the for the dollar yen on the weekly, and you know it's just really interesting to see this. If you keep if you're conscious of what's going on, some of these are open trades for you. All right, so here, guys, I'm going to look for a sell on the dollar yen as well, and I'm looking for it to get down to right about the 100 mark. Okay, so 100.00, which is going to be a strong psychological area. It's also going to be a strong. It's just honestly, we have a trend line right there, so you have an intersection there that's going to be very, very strong. We can look for that there. Pound yen. Same thing. We've got a sell. I'm going to turn it to the weekly so we can see things more clearly. Going to draw some areas of support. Same thing here, guys. 160.79. I'm thinking about 161.00 on the pound yen for a bounce. So that is our area of support to look for, but we have a sell bias there as well. Take a look at the weekly on the dollar yen. Okay, we got a lot of back and forth here on the dollar yen. What is clear though is that there is a very small, I would say, let's see where this actually goes to. No, it's not going to reach down there. That actually does work though. I actually prefer this trend line. We have multiple touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so if we did have a sell, we can see it down to 89.50-ish. But as you can see, guys, this is basically, we are in a consolidation here on the dollar yen. We do have a railroad tracks formation. And this is actually telling us that it may want to take a sell, but I've got to be honest with you, and everything else is telling me sell. We've got to sell in the euro dollar, pound dollar, New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar at the moment. Dollar, yen, pound, yen. The dollar Swiss, I'm not so certain of that sell, so that's not my strongest bias. Would not be for a sell at this point. Although it does look like, based on this railroad tracks formation, a push up followed by an engulfing candle, really eating up that buy candle there and getting us back down. And it looks like it may take us down to 89.50. But that would be my sell bias looking at it technically, not considering the other currency pairs. Definitely not my strongest one. So to recap here, euro dollar is a buy. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I actually have a buy on the euro dollar. So this sell on the dollar Swiss is actually strong. Take it back. Euro dollar, we have a buy. The dollar Swiss, we have a sell. They generally have an inverse correlation. So when the euro goes up, the dollar Swiss goes down. That's in a normal market. Of course, that doesn't always stand to be true. They have a high correlation, though. Not a perfect correlation, but a high correlation. So euro dollar is a buy. Dollar Swiss is a sell. Pound dollar is a sell. New Zealand dollar is a sell. Aussie dollar is a sell. Euro yen clearly is a sell. Dollar yen is a sell. Pound yen is a sell. Let's take a look at the daily again on that. Yeah, that's good. And as I said, the dollar Swiss is a sell. Okay, euro dollar is a buy. And having said that, that is our wrap up, guys. Tonight, Tuesday, you'll be able to take some of these trades, go in the right direction of the market. You can meet Nino there at 1 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, for the European session, if you're up for that session. If you're not up for that session, you can get in on the New York session at 8 a.m. Eastern time right here at tribeforex.com. All the best. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.